After my Midnight Coup video, a lot of people were asking me why Explosive Payload isn't a perk that I would want to use, and what do you mean Explosive Payload does less damage? Bungie fixed this, so it now 3 taps. And yes, Bungie of course did fix it where it 3 taps. I included that in the video, but I lost a lot of people when I said I'd rather have stuff like Enlightened Action or Moving Target instead of Explosive Payload. Now I want to say one thing, Explosive Payload is still very good. It still flinches your opponents really hard, and it's very annoying to fight against, even after the flinch buffs for primary and the Explosive Payload nerfs on hand cannons. But one thing people don't know is when you hit a headshot or body shot with an Explosive Payload weapon, it only does 78 damage total. 55, 23, 78. If you switch to a weapon that doesn't have Explosive Payload, you'll be doing more damage overall just cuz. Instead of 78, you'll be doing 81 to the head. I know it's not significant. You're doing 9 damage extra per 3 tap, but I'm telling you, this will help you a lot in certain situations when you're further away. Because not only are you doing less damage with Explosive Payload, technically speaking, you have less range too, because you're doing less damage. For example, both of my hand cannons practically have the same range, 59 range with Explosive Payload and 60 without it. There's going to be basically no difference, and I'm going to be doing 51 damage and 23. That's 74 damage per headshot, which is not going to let me 3 tap even at this distance. It's kind of lame. But if I swap over to my non-Explosive Payload hand cannon, I will be able to 3 tap him doing just 77 damage. That's a perfect situation showing you guys what I don't want to happen when I'm using a hand cannon. Now, of course, I could be out of range in both hand cannons, and at that point, it won't really matter all that much anyways. Or, of course, instead of just standing here and shooting from really far away, you could just slide at them with Explosive Payload and you'll be good. I know there's a bunch of things you can do, and I'm not saying Explosive Payload is garbage because it's not. It's still obnoxious to fight against, and let's be real, you'll be in range a lot of the times anyways, flinching the crap out of your opponents and winning your 1v1s. It's pretty nice still. And the main reason why a lot of people also wanted it on the Midnight Coup specifically is because if you have Zen Moment and Explosive Payload, you can proc double Zen Moment with each hit. I'm really glad Bungie chose this route for Explosive Payload because there's a trade-off to be using it now. Do you want to do less damage and have a little bit less range in exchange to win a lot more 1v1s in your range? Or would you rather have more damage and have your hand cannon be a little bit more forgiving in exchange for not flinching your opponent as much? I just never thought I'd see the day where they're starting to balance stuff, even as small as Explosive Payload. It's pretty nice, and I'm really, really happy. I hope you guys learned a little bit and kind of understand why I don't use Explosive Payload most of the time, but it's still very usable. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.